Hello children, today I am here with Microbes in Human Welfare Part 2 of 12th Standard. Here we are going to discuss different uses of microbes. In the previous session, we have already discussed about the household uses and industrial uses of microbes. So in this session, we will read about microbes in sewage treatment, microbes in production of biogas, microbes as biocontrol agents, and microbes as biofertilizers. First of all, we will see about how microbes are used in sewage treatment. As we know that quantities of wastewater are generated every day in towns and cities. Main component of this wastewater is fecal matter or human excreta. This wastewater is called as sewage or also called as liquid waste. So sewage is the wastewater that is released by homes, industries, hospitals, offices and other users. It also includes rainwater that has run down the street during a storm or heavy rain. They are liquid waste and contains large amount of organic matter and microbes. Most of these microbes are disease causing and are hence pathogenic. So thus before releasing into the water bodies like river, streams, they must be treated in sewage treatment plant called as STPS. Treatment of wastewater makes it less polluting, and treatment of wastewater is done by heterotrophic microbes. Which type of microbes? Heterotrophic microbes, and are carried in two stages. What are the two stages? This is primary treatment and secondary or biological treatment. So we will discuss here one by one. Let us know about primary treatment. It is very simple. In primary treatment, sewage, that is liquid waste, is passed through bar screen. There is one screen made up of iron bars, as a result of which large objects like racks, sticks, cans, plastic packets, napkins, etc. are removed. Why? Because they are large in size. Then water is allowed to go into a grit and sand removal tank, which allows sand, grit and pebbles to settle down. Further, water is allowed to settle in a large tank which is sloped towards the middle, which helps to settle down solid fishes at the bottom of the tank. And this is called as primary sludge. Why it is called as primary sludge? Because it is obtained after the primary treatment, and sludge is the solid waste. Finally, floatable solids are removed by skimmer. What are the floatable solids? They are like oil, grease. So they are removed by skimmer. Now this water is called as effluents. What they are called as? They are called as effluents. Now the effluent is taken for secondary treatment or biological treatment. Now one question arises, why secondary treatment is called as biological treatment? The answer to this question is that during secondary treatment, microbes are used Whereas in primary treatment, it is only physical without the use of microbes. Secondary treatment is done by heterotrophic bacteria that are already naturally present in the effluent. The effluent from the primary treatment is passed into large aeration tank where air is pumped. When the air is pumped, this will helps in growing aerobic microbes rapidly, and these aerobic microbes they able to oxidize the organic matter present in the effluent. What is the role of these aerobic microbes? They helps in oxidizing the organic matter which is already present in the effluent. The aerobic microbes consist of microalgae like Chlorella, pyrenoidosa, microfungi, bacteria and protozoa. What are present here? Aerobic microbes. It consists of microalgae like Chlorella, pyrenoidosa, microfungi, bacteria and protozoa. Due to the vigorous growth of useful aerobic microbes, it forms flocs. What does it forms? It forms flocs. So what is flocs? Flocs are masses of bacteria associated with fungal filament. Means bacteria get entangled into the filaments of fungus and it forms a mesh-like structures. So what are flocs? Flocs are the masses of bacteria associated with fungal filaments to form mesh-like structures. These microbes consume major part of the organic matter present in the effluent, and as a result there is reduction in BOD of the effluent. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. The effluent is then passed into a settling tank where the flocs are allowed to sediment, and this is called as activated sludge. What it is called? This is called as activated sludge. Now a small part of activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank, and this acts as inoculum. Why? Because it consists of aerobic bacteria. Meanwhile, activated sludge is collected and transferred to anaerobic digester for digestion of organic matter into soluble substances and gaseous product with the help of anaerobic microbes. And the gas formed is highly inflammable and can be used as biogas, that is mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide. Finally, the treated effluent is subjected to chemical treatment for disinfection. After that, it is released into natural water bodies like rivers and streams. Here you can see how sewage treatment plants works. Primary and secondary treatment is done step by step. Here it is the secondary treatment plant. Next is BOD. BOD is the biochemical, and this refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria or microbes. So what is BOD? It is the biochemical oxygen demand that refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria or microbes. And which type of bacteria? Here the bacteria is aerobic bacteria, means in the presence of oxygen. The greater the BOD of wastewater, more is its polluting potential. It is directly related. When the BOD is more, then the water is more polluted. When the BOD is less, then the water is less polluted. So when BOD is reduced, then the effluent is passed into a settling tank where the flocs are allowed to sediment to form the activated sludge. Now let us see how microbes are used in production of biogas. So first of all, we should know that what is biogas? Biogas is a mixture of gases which are obtained by microbial activity. Biogas is used as fuel. Methanogens bacteria are responsible for production of biogas from cellulosic material. As we have earlier seen that these bacteria are commonly found in anaerobic sludge during sewage treatment and are also present in rumen of cattle. So dung of cattle can be used also for the generation of biogas, and they are commonly called as gobar gas. Why? Because it is mainly obtained from cow dung, that is gobar. Now it is about biogas plant. Biogas plant is made up of concrete 10 to 15 feet deep. In this tank, all the bio-wastes are collected and slurry of the dung is put. Above the slurry, a floating cover is placed that keeps on rising as the gas is produced during the microbial activity. The biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to a pipe to supply biogas to nearby houses. And the spent slurry is removed through another outlet that can be used as fertilizer. So spent slurry means from which the biogas is already came out. So that spent slurry is again removed and can be used as fertilizers. Due to the effort of Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is IARI, and Khadi and Village Industries Commissions, that is KVIC, has developed technology of biogas production in India. Here you may observe a typical biogas plant. There are two outlets. One is for putting the dung, another is for getting the sludge, or we can say that spent slurry. Now we will discuss about microbes as biocontrol agent. There are some microbes which are used to control plant diseases and pests. An organic gardener works to create a system where insects are not eradicated but are kept at manageable levels by a complex system of checks and balance with ecosystem. Here we should not eradicate completely the insects, but they can be made in such a way that they should be checked and balanced with the ecosystem. The examples are ladybird beetle, that is useful to control aphids, and dragonflies control mosquitoes. A bacteria named Bacillus thuringiensis are used to kill insect larvae. Why? Because they used to produce some toxic substances. By genetic engineering, toxin producing genes of Bacillus thuringiensis are incorporated into the crop plant to produce insect resistant variety. Example, BT cotton. BT cotton means Bacillus thuringiensis cotton. BT brinjal, BT maize, like that. There are so many that BT crops. Later on in the next chapter we will read about it in detail. Fungus trichoderma are used to kill several plant pathogens. Baculovirus, for example, nucleopolyhedrovirus, are pathogens that attack insects and other arthropods. These viruses are excellent candidate for species-specific narrow spectrum insecticidal applications. Why it is called so? Because they don't have any negative impact on plants, mammals, birds, fish, or even on non-target insects. So that is why it is called as species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal applications. Now let us see how microbes are used as biofertilizer. We know that nowadays chemical fertilizers are a major cause of soil pollution, which is a matter of concern. So, we have to switch towards organic farming and the use of biofertilizers. So, we should know what is biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are organisms that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil, and the main source of biofertilizers are bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also called as blue-green algae. So let us see one by one how these microorganisms are useful as biofertilizer. First is about bacteria. Symbiotic bacteria like rhizobium are forming root nodules in leguminous plant, and they fixes atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms that is utilized by plants as nutrients. Besides this, some free living bacteria like azospirillum and azotobacter, they also fixes atmospheric nitrogen into soluble form of nitrogen, which in turn utilized by plant. So here you have seen that bacteria is used as biofertilizer. Next is about fungus, how they help. Fungus like glomus also form symbiotic association with roots of higher plant, and this association of roots with fungus is called mycorrhizae. This fungus absorbs phosphorus and passes it on to plant. Now let us see what are the benefits of mycorrhiza. Such plants are resistant to root-borne pathogens. They tolerate salinity and drought, and overall they helps in increasing the growth and development of the plant. Now the last one is cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria means blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria like Anabaena, nostoc, Aulocera, oscillatoria are autotrophic and are able to fix atmospheric nitrogen and increases the organic matter of the soil, and also it helps in increasing the fertility of the soil. In paddy fields, cyanobacteria serves as an important biofertilizers. So this is all about today's session, children. Thanks, and for any kind of doubts, please write your questions in comment section.